get a...
It's fun, man.
Throttle's a little... In GT mode, it's touchy.
Very touchy.
Like the...
Like you feather it, and you feel it instantly.
Oh, heads-up display.
Where?
Well, you can't see it. I see it. It's right there.
You gotta be right above his shoulder to see that.
Oh, darn.
Don't get on my shoulder, Jim.
Oh,
Can't fit.
Heated steering wheel.
Yeah. I turn that on. Heated seats for you, and turn that on. I got heated seats back here too, so I'm
Oh, yeah, it feels good.
Dude. I'm digging the Kia. Here's the problem I have with the Kia. The seat, I would have to do something. There's a physical plastic piece or something in there that would have to be probably trimmed out. Yeah, see, I just buried the throttle, and that was not that impressive. Yeah. So we're in GT mode, right? I think it's because the battery power is too low. Damn it! So that's the problem.
Yeah.
You want to test drive, because a car like this, you're buying it because you want insane performance. Because someone didn't charge it, I'm not getting I'm getting reduced performance here, fortunately. I will say steering feels very good and direct, even though it's obviously electric.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, this has the nicer dash.
Pretty.
So on the Tesla, you've got one big iPad, but you're always having to look over here to look at things. There's nothing in front of you, which is clean and elegant to look at. But when you're actually driving it, it's nice. I mean, you're normally used to having things here in front of you. All right, so traction's off, so it wasn't even that. It wasn't spinning up nothing. So it's telling me we only have 39 miles right. Yeah, so it's basically, all right, we need to go find a street somewhere that...
We need to find a fast charger.
I mean, this is a great test for what it feels like sitting in traffic in the new Kia EV6 GT. Not a whole lot for... Oh, we got Satellite Boulevard right there.
Yeah.
The other place that takes up all my money. Motorsports right around the corner from there.
Seats are weird.
These bolsters, like here when you're carrying, it's pushing my gun right into my love handle. These stupid seats, the way they wrap you around. Actually, I don't mind it so much up here, because you can always just unholster, throw it in the glove box. It's really that bolster that's pushing on my left thigh. I'm just having to kind of move my legs around. That is so cool. I've never had the heads-up display. That's so neat to be able to see, A, what the speed limit is, so you'll know exactly at any given moment how big your ticket would be. Like, how fast am I going over the speed limit? Because I can see the speed limit and see how fast I'm going. Yeah, we're not getting the full power.
I wonder if I can put a HUD in mine. It's got a little box, so I mean...
Yeah, you could probably do something like that. I like that it's not that big. It's basically a hot hatch with 576 horsepower. The dash is nice. I mean, you really should charge this thing up fully. Why don't we do that? We can revisit this because I want to see what this thing's like on dry pavement when it's got a full charge. Because any of the videos I watch where they're doing like drag racing and doing that kind of stuff, they were like, once you go under 70, yeah, it's still fast, but you're not getting the same performance out of it. And being that we're only like 39 miles from being empty, we're basically I mean, it does have torque, but it's not snap your neck like the way the Tesla did. But that's where I want to give this thing a fair shake.
Is it in like track mode or something, or?
It's in GT mode, that's the most...
Gran Turismo mode.
So now we're in drive mode, my drive. If I hit this and hold it, we're in GT mode. That's supposed to be the most psychotic. My biggest problem with the Kia, I like the Kia's got a better... I like the heads-up display. I like the interior in here better. I like the fact that you've got... I like the hatchback profile better than the sedan. Now, there is the Model Y performance, but then you're about the same. The Model 3 performance, 0 to 60 in 3.1. I mean, that thing's savage. The Model Model Y is about 3.5, which is about what this is. They're right there next to each other. The Model Y is lighter, but it makes less power, but it is lighter. The biggest difference is about really, to me, I think at this point, is I like the interior.
Never mind. Sorry, go ahead.
The Kia, can the Kia use the Tesla fast charger network?
Yes. So it just needs an adapter, which is something you can buy online or in store. But yes.
All right. So when you plug into the Tesla fast charging network, do you get the full 250, 350, whatever? It doesn't limit it? Okay. See, that's good. We'll go up and turn around up here. Or is there a way to loop around?
There's a way to loop around, but if you want to hit this road again, then you're welcome to.
I kind of want a straightaway, so I'm thinking we'll just...
Yeah, I say right around it. Gun is
Yeah, I want to give this thing a fair shake, though, because I want to see what it's like with
Cool.
full power.
Camera there.
Yeah, the camera comes up, which is similar, like the Tesla's got that too, but again, it's over here. Everything's here. All right, ready, Jimmy?
Yeah, sure. Ooh.
Yeah, see, off the line it felt good, but then after that it just stopped going.
Yeah, it was like, eh.
Yeah, and that's where I think it's probably battery related. When you first gas it feels good, but the acceleration watching it climb, my Mustang would walk away from this thing right now. Granted, the Mustang's a quick car, but off the line, this shit absolutely, like, all the videos I watch, this thing destroying a damn 807 horsepower Dodge Black Ghost. Yeah, it doesn't feel like that right now. There's no way. But even there, just punching it went from 22 down to 20% battery. So it's absolutely limiting power. Yeah, that's not impressing me. We got to feel it. We got to feel it fully charged. You got my information in there.
Of course,
Get this sucker charged, and then next weekend's or something.
Yeah.
Let me know, and we'll come back and read.
We have a level 2 charging, so it'll only take about
Yeah, I'd like to see what it really feels like.
So it takes 2 hours to charge?
On a level 2, you get a level 3, then you're at like 18 minutes. Which is remarkably impressive.
I mean, I gotta say, like, the fit and finish, everything feels good, feels tight. It looks fantastic in here. And I'll be honest, right now, this isn't bothering my leg as much as I thought it would. I can sort of feel it, but there's like a hard plastic plate to give it that shape. I think if you pulled up the stuffing, pulled the cover off, you could go in there and probably just either with a heat gun, bend that plastic, soften it, and bend it out so it's not up into your leg. It's more like that, or even remove some of it with a Dremel. But I think that could be addressed, and because it's not a power seat, like you're not gonna do anything with it. You're not gonna mess it up. Huh. I like the dash. I mean, you got tons of fucking room back there. You still got the hatch area in the back. How do I turn off these heated seats?
There you go.
Oh. Wait, did you
Saving energy, Jimmy. You don't need heated seats.
Why are you doing that?
Because it's already hot.
I like my heated seats.
I want to see all the power.
I thought it was this.
Yeah,
Oh, it is that.
Yeah, we don't need that.
I'm glad you can't turn mine off, so I like it too.
Honestly, I never use the heated seats.
This guy's from up north, so that's why he's annoying and loud.
Shut your whore mouth, Jimmy.
That explains a lot.
Alright, so note to self, if I buy one of these, come get it from the other sales guy.
Yes, note to self, I will call out that day.
Leo.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been in sales for 30 years.
Sweet.
But you go to like a car sales, it's just a different thing. We walk in and it's immediately like you feel like you're the wounded gazelle and there's the herd of lions walking around like they start.
What's this?
That's the GT button.
Oh, leave it on.
Yeah.
That's the fun button there.
That is the fun button. Or it would be if this thing had a full charge.
Right.
So it doesn't have a, if it goes over a certain, or goes under a certain percentage, it'll put it in like almost like a limp mode. Not like a limp mode, but more of a,
You won't be able to optimize for the full opportunity that's there.
It's pretty quick. Feels
It
good.
is.
It's tight.
It's tight and it feels good initially, and then you just feel it pulling back.
I might have to test drive this thing too when we come back. I should test drive the Tesla. Except I'm not in the market for another car.
Yeah, the Tesla Model 3 Performance is crazy fast, and it's agile. I mean, it's a neat car.
It feels light.
It's in the lead right now. I'd say that this could be like right up there almost with it, but gotta feel what this thing's like when full charge. And also, you know, if it drops that much, that's the other thing. I gotta look at the reviews of when the Tesla starts to drop off of power, because if the allure of it, what's fun about it is that it's sporty and it's fast as shit. But if it's only fast as shit for the first 30% of the battery, and then after that it's kind of like, it's now slower than the Mustang, then it's like, well, overall, am I really upgrading performance? Or do I have to be in like perfectly ideal? The thing is, the biggest problem with the Kia for me, honestly, is the fact that it only has 200-something mile range. Whereas the Model 3 Performance dual motor, 0 to 60 in 3.1.
Nope, I think I hit a button. Is there a button on the top? No.
Is oh, it's like that fucking Kia just launched like away from us. I think you know, you're getting 308 miles of range versus like 208. I mean, 100 mile range makes a big goddamn difference. And that also, when you think of, well, this thing charges in only 18 minutes. Part of that is that it does take a fast charge. Part of it is also, it's got a battery that's a third smaller in capacity, or the range is a third less. That's a lot. I mean, for going from this to the Tesla is a 50% jump in range. It's not insubstantial. That the steering is very sharp, very immediate. It does feel good. Yeah, I think the range anxiety would be what makes or breaks this for me, and I gotta feel what the power's like full. Because if it's only really like this fast, they could talk about how much torque and horsepower and all that. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like it for about 3 seconds, and then it's just kind of, yeah. All right, I'm just gonna park this thing here. Let you worry about it. What do you think, Jimmy?
This blue one, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, hold on. All right, I'm gonna leave it here because I don't want to take a chance. I'm not sure where the front is, so I'm gonna take a chance on dinging the whatchamacallit. So that's one too?
But it's a service. You're probably buying another car.
Here to buy another car?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, man. Repeat business is big. Kia this year.
I don't know why you always have to touch my butt before we get in the car. Weird.
It's not so much that I touched your butt, it's what I touched your butt with. You thought that was my hand.
Oh my god.
All right, so what jerk off parks right behind, like right there in the fire lane, but then also meaning that these cars like me can't get out? Ugh. So, all right, I'm glad I test drove that. Honestly, like the seat, I might be able to make that seat work. But if you're, all right, so now that he's not there, like what was your impression of it? Like looks wise?
Oh, I think it's fucking amazing. It's like one of the hottest looking cars ever.
Yeah, it's a really nice hatchback. When you look at it online, you go, oh, this is like an SUV. It really isn't. It's a little taller than your normal hatchback. But it's not. It's a slightly taller hatchback. It's not an SUV by any means.
Yeah, I thought it was beautiful.
I meant to turn there.
But I don't know. I think if everything that I felt about the Tesla was in it, it would be a better vehicle.
Yeah.
Because the range, the dual batteries, I don't know. It just,
Not dual motors. That has dual motors too.
Yeah.
The Tesla was by far the fastest.
Oh yeah.
It was just crazy.
Because it as soon as you hit it, you went, and it was consistent with the pickup.
Until you started getting over 70, because they have it limited to 85.
Right.
So it wouldn't hit you like it's intentionally tapering off on the Tesla because it's restricted. The Tesla in track mode will go to 162 miles an hour. They have it limited for demos so that, you know, it's pulling, but they don't want you to hit 85 and suddenly like slams on the brakes, right? So as you start to get towards that 85, it starts backing off the accelerator, so you're going to kind of softly bump into the limiter. Yeah, it was I've got to give that thing another test drive to give it a fair shake, because we got in it with 20% battery, and I know that you don't get the maximum 0 to 60 in 3.5 or whatever unless you're at 70%, I think, or above. Here's my problem with that. 70% and above, when you only have 200 miles, which means you're only getting that performance from like the first 50 miles. If after that the performance goes down, then that bike is only, or that car is only really crazy fast and fun for 50, 60 miles. And then once you're under 70% battery, it starts pulling power. That could be the deal breaker, honestly, right there. That range is not that much. If you're a city driver and you just want something that's fast and fun and beautiful, it certainly handled nice. It turned nice.
Tesla's not as beautiful, but I think it's way better.
I think as a car, it's a better driver's car. You know, I think the Kia's got its place. I think it'll do well. But I feel like they'd have to have better range, and maybe that's how the only way they're getting 208 miles out of it is because, yeah, if it's got a full battery, you could play a little bit, but after that, you get power, but not as much. And it's because it's trying to conserve. Otherwise, that might be 150 mile an hour.
Sounds
car.
like the Kia is a bit gimmicky.
It's a shame because I feel like it's an awesome car. It's beautiful. It feels nice. But yeah, all right, we're gonna go get some power tools for Jimmy. That's our first take on the EV6 GT from Kia. We're gonna wait. He's gonna charge the battery fully and give me a call, and maybe next weekend we're gonna come in and test ride that thing and see what it's really like. And should be dry and sunny next weekend, so we won't have any traction control kicking in. So we'll see you guys in a bit, or never. Who knows? Yo, not sure how much battery I got left, so we'll wrap up the test drive impressions. You know, just thought of a couple things. For me, because as I'm driving around this damn Mustang, and this thing is a blast. With the charcoal filters removed and the inlet opened up, you know, it's rated for 450 horsepower, but that's because of the charcoal filter choking up the intake. We got that out of there with the X-pipe, and I think you pick up a couple horsepower from the active exhaust because it unrestricts the exhaust. So let's just say it's 465. Off the line, the Tesla will eat this. That whatchamacallit car we were driving, the Kia, was not faster than this. And it's because as that battery gets lower, it's only basically a 200 mile range. And so because of that, they are limiting the power so that the 200 doesn't become, you know, 140 or something unlivable or undesirable for an EV as far as range. And so I think when I was watching the videos, they said once you go under 70% battery, you don't get the full power. Well, 70% of you know, roughly 200 miles, you're only lopping off, you know, that's the first 50, 60 miles or so, you're getting that insane maniac power out of that Kia. After that, it goes down, and off the line, it's like boom for 2 seconds, and then and it's still pulling, but I don't think it's pulling harder than this. This doesn't pull as hard from the bottom off of, like, you know, from a dead stop. It takes a second to get the revs up, but once it does, I feel like this pulls harder consistently. Now, I'm sure on a full charge, that Kia will destroy this thing. I'm confident it will, because I've seen it do it to cars way faster than this. And yet, unless you're at a full charge, and if you drive with a lead foot, you might get 30, 40 miles of driving like that, and then you're at 65% power and it starts cutting back more and more so that you don't run out of range and you're not stranded somewhere. That, I'm not going to get rid of a car like this to get that. So I will go and test ride because I think for the channel, if nothing else, I want to see what it does and compare it. But if I'm going to give up a car that looks like this, handles like this, sounds like this, it can't be a kind of a lateral move performance-wise, but then I get all the inconveniences of an EV. I'm willing to put up with the inconveniences and some of the limitations and quirks of the EV if I can keep the similar range and have it be just absolutely bonkers to drive. The Mach-E does not do that. So far, the Kia does not do that. And if it does, under a full battery, that's going to kind of still knock it out of the running, because if I only get that kind of performance, that fun, that exhilaration for the first 50 miles, and then it's just like driving a regular hatchback, I ain't giving up this thing for that. It's got to be something that makes me go wow and giggle and laugh, and the only one that's done that is that Tesla. The Tesla is just crazy fast, and it's beautiful, and they got a good charging network, and I've just got to decide, do I just want to pull the trigger and do it? But to get the Kia and to only have a 200-mile range and only have that bonkers power for the first, 30 minutes or so of the drive, if I were to take it up to the mountains, I don't think that would be a good trade. The Kia is also $10,000 more than the Tesla. So it is nicer. I will say it's a nicer car. It definitely looks better. It's a way better looking car inside and out. It's a hatchback. When you look at it online, you go, oh, it's a big SUV. It's not. It's not a big car at all. When you stand next to it, it's smaller than a Ford Edge. It's like you took a four-door Golf and just went a little bit. It's just a little bit more than that. It's not a big car. And to have that kind of horsepower sounds amazing. And I bet you if you watch all the damn videos of how it's drifting through turns and doing this and that, that's only when it's near a full charge. As it starts getting down under 50%, it's not that fast. I would put this against it, and it'll pull away off the line. But I think before the end of the quarter mile, this thing will pass it. And you get this symphony, the V8 roar, and you got amazing Brembo brake package and upgraded rotors and upgraded suspension. And this is the better driver's car, frankly, than any of them. But what the Tesla Model 3 gives up in maybe a little bit of the handling, and especially in the brakes, that acceleration is just addictive. It's like when you're driving a 600 or a 750. 750 is a fast bike until you get it on R1. Until you jump on a Busa, or my 14, or a ZX-10, or a Panigale V4. And then you find out what real speed is like. And a 600 or 750, it's got nothing on them. Nothing. I know there's lots of guys riding 750s. Oh, I go on the interstate and I hang out with Busa. No, you don't. No, you don't. Not unless your Busa guy is staying in fourth gear and afraid to give it gas. Top end to 750, you'll go quick. But the R1 would be a mile ahead of you before you hit that speed. You'll never reel them in. That's the difference. There's cars that are quick. This is a very quick car. 0 to 60 in 4.4 is a quick car. The Tesla Model 3 Performance is a fast car. And there's a difference. It's like step 750 is probably all you ever need. You don't need more power than this. But if you want it, that's when you got the leader bike to step up to. And that Tesla Model 3 performance model was like going from a 750 to a leader bike. It's in another class. 1.4 seconds faster to 60 is a chasm of performance difference. It's massive. And the top speed on that is 162. Well, the top speed on this is only 155 or something. Now this is limited. I'd have to get the ECU unlocked, and I could then go up faster than the Tesla. But out of the box, the Tesla's way faster accelerating, faster in the quarter mile by a good margin, and a faster top end. So if I'm going to give this up, the way it is right now, I mean, there are other cars out there that would probably appeal to me. A Tesla Plaid S, a Lucid Air. I'm not going to spend that kind of money on a car. I would have to get rid of all my bikes. I can't justify it, that kind of expense. But anyway, just wanted to kind of just fill up my thoughts a little bit on that Tesla, or on the Kia. I wanted to love it. The power just did not impress. I think I could work with that seat. But he is going to call me when the battery's fully charged, and I'm going to go drive it again. It'll be on a dry day where the traction won't be cutting in. And I'm sure it will impress me. The problem is I don't think it'll impress me for very long. If you've got 200 miles of range and you can only drive it and get that wow factor for the first 50, and then after that, the next 150 is kind of, that's not enough of an upgrade to this. This is an all-around better car. This will handle better in the mountains. This will outbrake that, outhandle that. And other than off the line from a dig, I have a feeling this will be the faster car, unless you're in that first 50 miles where you're getting ludicrous speed out of the Kia. So those are my thoughts. We'll see if I'm wrong. I'll go test ride another one. We had it in GT mode. We made sure it was in the completely unpacked mode. But other than that initial from a stop sign, and then it was like, and then it just accelerated briskly, but not fast. So anyway, we'll keep going through my journey. I still got things to consider. But at this point, right now, if I had 55 grand, that's the other thing, the $10,000 more. I'm not gonna pay 10 grand more for the Kia for that shorter range and the limited performance. I think the Tesla is where it's at. They've been at it longer than everybody else, so their product's probably gonna be a little bit more refined and a little bit, more of just everything. They've been at it for 10 plus years now. Kia and others are just getting in the game. So it may take a little while for some of them to catch up. I think that's what a case. I think as a first effort, if I had not driven, if I had a full battery and I had not driven the Tesla, I think the Kia would probably have been like, oh my God, this is amazing. But it being down on power because it only had 20% range left, and after having driven a fully charged Tesla, actually no, you know what, that one wasn't even fully charged. That was only like 60-something%. The performance was night and day different between that and the Tesla. So that, at this time right now, that's got my vote. It's the better bargain. It's the more, I think, proven platform. It has 50% more range than the Kia, and the acceleration was outright outrageous, and the Kia just wasn't. It was more like the Mustang, the Mach-E GT. When you punched it from a stop, you're like, ooh! And it's like, if you ever saw the episode of Family Guy where they're like, oh, that's more disappointing than fruit stripe gum, puts a piece of fruit stripe in. It's like, aw. And that's exactly, if you know fruit stripe gum from the 80s, it was like delicious for 2 minutes, and then it just had no flavor. The flavor hit you and then was gone. And that's exactly what the Mach-E felt like, and that is exactly what the Kia in that state of battery charge felt like. Oh! Whereas the Tesla, you're just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, the whole time. It's just very different experience. So that's it. That's all I got to say. Stay tuned. I think what we're going to do for next week for the Dave and Jimmy show is I'm going to put it up to you. I'm going to say everybody throw out some topics, realistic topics that you think are interesting. Could be about guns, could be about motorcycles, could be about track days, maybe something other than politics. Yeah, we'll see where it takes us. We'll see where the discussion takes us. I don't know if it'll be Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to go riding at least one of those days. So anyway, we'll talk to everybody later.